and we will call out loudly 3 times Hari Bol, welcoming Maharaj. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you, dear children. Thank you very much for welcoming Maharaj. I would like to give a short introduction about Maharaj. We are so fortunate. His Holiness Sundar Chaitanya Goswami Maharaj, born on the same day of Srila Prabhupada, 17th September 1965. When Srila Prabhupada landed in the USA, is an international motivational speaker, leadership trainer, and a renowned youth preacher. He specialized in spiriting and empowering people to realize their true selves. As a keynote speaker, thousands of people have discovered a new light from his energetic workshops worldwide. He's basically from Mauritius, where he came in contact with ISKCON and later dedicated his life to the mission. After 38 years of zestful service, His Holiness has accepted sannyas from His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj on the 16th July 2020. He has also been an inspirational coordinator to various international level festivals in Mauritius. He has been instrumental in providing the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. His workshops and seminars are especially appreciated in Asia, South Africa, and European continents. His Holiness Sundar Chaitanya Goswami Maharaj is currently working on books to review the roots of the Krishna conscious movement in Mauritius. He is popular for ecstatic kirtan and awakening lectures. More than 40 years of service. 1982, he came in contact with ISKCON. 1986, he joined Brahmachari Ashram. 1988 to 92, Sankirtan leader for 5 years. ISKCON Youth Director for 15 years. Lecturer at Vrindavan Institute for Higher Education. VA. Temple President 94 to 2000 in Mauritius. 2000 to 2005 in Solapur. And 2005 to 2006 in Nagpur. So amazing service, dedicated service for the mission of Srila Prabhupada. We are so fortunate. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. His Holiness Sundar Chaitanya Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So dear all devotees, hope you all are excited and enthusiastic to receive Maharaj. So let's keep our video open and also our ears open, our hearts open to receive the transcendental nectarian pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from the lotus mouth of Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So I'd like to actually express my heartfelt joy for being with all of you. And I believe this is ISKCON, especially Yamuneshwari Mataji and also Arvind Krishna Prabhu for hosting this program. And I'm actually speaking from India. I'm in India right now. And just coming from Mayapur. I was there for the parikrama and the festival and celebrating a God Purnima yesterday here in Maharashtra, Amravati. So very glad to be with all of you, and thank you for giving me also this opportunity to speak, glorifying Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Yeah, so just a little kirtan and then we'll start speaking. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopidana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopidana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodhanandana Vrajadhanandana Yashodhanandana Vrajadhanandana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Radha Madhava Sundati Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Nitai Gauranga 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 Gaura Hari Jai Sati Nandana Jai Sati Nandana Jai Sati Nandana Gaura Hari Gaura 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 Hari Gaura 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 Hari Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jai Shri Gauranitai Ki Panchadva Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Nitai Gauritamanande Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Mukam Karati Vacharam Pangam Langaite Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Om Jnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Dirvisesa Sunyavadi Pasatyadi Satharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is a Gaur Purnima festival, Gaur Purnima celebration, the appearance of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who came to this world. Actually, the pastime, the birth of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, birth of Lord, their spiritual divya, Janma Karma Tame Divyam, Ivam Yuveti Tatpadaha. And by the intense prayers of Advaita Acharya, and the Lord made his appearance to this world. Advaita Acharya, seeing that the condition of this material world in Kali Yuga, and people are not interested in spiritual life, they were not chanting the names of God. So that heart full of compassion, Advaita Acharya petitioning the Lord to come, because he's seeing that, Advaita Acharya seeing that the world, the condition of the world, people are suffering and not interested. He said also, he mentioned that people are spending lakhs and lakhs of money, rupees, for wedding ceremony, but no interest for spiritual life. And Advaita Acharya knew that the only person who can deliver the whole world is the Supreme Lord himself. And then he also knew that the Lord become indebted to those who worship him with tulasi and Ganges water, the Salagram Shila. He knew that, the Lord will become indebted and the Lord will be pleased, and then the Lord will also come to this world. Advaita Acharya, who was 50 years old before he came before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he petitioning the Lord to come to save the world. And when the Lord, when Nimai was born, and the astrologer, his Nana, means Nilambar Chakravarti Thakur, during names giving ceremony. So, and he decided that his name should be Vishwambar, the maintainer of the whole world. Because when he was born, there was no famine. All the people, they were doing, who are doing agriculture, receiving plenty of rain, and there were plenty of vegetables, of food. So this is why he got the name Vishwambar, maintainer of the world. Vishwambar. Vishwam is the whole universe, right? So, and he also received the name, second, that was the first name, Vishwambar. And the ladies of Navadvip gave him the name Nimai. That was his second name, Nimai. Because knowing that this boy is not going to have a smaller brother or sister, and that name Nimai would suit him. Also, he was born under the neem tree. Our neem tree is also bitter. So, and then that would also drive away ghosts and hobgoblins, That's why, because neem tree is bitter, and that's why they gave him the name Nimai. That's why he was born. And they could see many symbols, divine symbol from this Nimai, and they realized that he's also Narayan who has come, and he will come and bestow benediction that no other incarnation has ever bestowed upon the people. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauravtise. So one time, that was in Golokadham, Srimati Radharani, she went for a tour to Nandagaon, where Krishna resides. And she went there and then to have a look, and then she came back home to Varshana. And Vishabhanu, her father, asked the Radharani, so did you like the your visit to Nandagaon? And then Radharani said, yes, it was okay, but one thing I did not like. And the father Rishabhanu asked, what is it that you did not like? And she said that this boy, this Kana, Gopal Kana, he did not like. And then she said, yeah, when Kana is distributing, he does food distribution daily. He distributes sweets and foods to the people of Rajadham. But what he would do, he would distribute to them, and they would have to also queue up in line before receiving the prasadam. And to those who cannot afford to bring the plate, he would not give them. You know, only if you have got your plate, then he would give. So that he would tell them, go back home, get your plate, and come. Again, they have to go to the queue, line up in the queue. So that I did not like. It was not good what he did. And those who cannot afford to bring a plate, he would not give. And Vrishabhanu was hearing about it, just complained, and he said, okay, I'm going to tell Nanda Maharaj about it. So, and then one day Vrishabhanu Maharaj met Nanda Maharaj and launching this complaint to Nanda Maharaj. Look, your boy, Nanda Krishna Gopal, what is he doing? He's not giving prasadam to everybody. Those who cannot afford to bring plate, he will not give them. What is this? Krishna, hey, Krishna, hey, Gopal. Why are you making any discrimination? You should give prasad to everybody. And Krishna said, Father, how can I give prasadam if they can't bring the plate? If they don't bring plate, how can I give? Means when we go to any program, temples, wherever, East London, devotees come, guests come, they don't bring the plate, right? They get the plate, prasadam. They get the prasadam plus the plate also. But here, Krishna is saying that I can't distribute prasadam if they don't bring the plate. But then, hearing that comments from Krishna, Radharani decided, and she said, when I'm going to come in Kali Yuga, when I will come on this planet Earth, when I will go, when I'll come, when I'm going to reach there, I am going to distribute prasad to everybody. So to everyone without any distinction. So that's why this Mahaprabhu and his associates, Patra Apatra Vichar Nahi Sthana Ashisthana. Patra means plate, but Patra also means qualification. Patra Apatra, those who are qualified, Patra, and those who are not qualified. Patra Apatra, and Patra also means plates. Those who have plates, or those who are qualified and those who are not qualified. Patra Apatra Vichar Nahi Sthana Ahisthana. Vichar, that is his decision. He is going to distribute prasadam to everybody, whether one is qualified or whether one is not qualified. So here we see that Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, but in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Yes, in the mood of Srimati Radharani. What is the mood of Srimati Radharani? Very compassionate nature, distributing love of Godhead to everyone, anyone and everyone without qualified, or those who are qualified or those who are not qualified. That is Srimati Radharani, distributing heart full of compassion. One time Krishna was also, Krishna, he would also sometimes make Srimati Radharani cry. She would go to the side of the other left wing to Chandravali, would come late, and Radharani is waiting. And then Krishna came late, and Lalita was there waiting at the gate, say, now Krishna, you cannot come now anymore because you made our Radharani cry. So please don't come here. Get out, go away. And then Krishna was cursed by Lalita that one day, because you're making our Radharani cry, you're going to become a beggar. You're going to beg You will become a beggar, and you'll be begging for Radha's love. So that's Radharani, Lalita's curse upon Krishna. And that curse took place and then became a beggar in the form of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is begging, he's a beggar, yes, sannyasi, became a sannyasi. According to the astrologer, the number Chakravarti he also mentioned, but he did not mention about sannyas because it was too early to mention about sannyas regarding Mahaprabhu. Because a parent may be also be feeling very sad over their son's going to take sannyas. So Mahaprabhu took sannyas, and that is Krishna becoming a beggar. What is he begging? What is Mahaprabhu begging? Love of Radharani. Yes, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Please chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Kali Yuge, that's the first Kali Yuge. Kali Yuge Yuga Dharma Namera Prachar. Kali Yuge Yuga Dharma Namera Prachar. Tatilagi Pitavarna Chaitanya Avatar. Beautiful verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita explaining Kali Yuge Yuga Dharma Namera Prachar. So he will come in Kali Yuge Yuga Dharma. This is Yuga Dharma. Namera Prachar, he is coming to distribute, to freeze the holy name. Namera Prachar. Tati Lagi Pita Varna. Tati Lagi means he's going to be wearing Pita Varna. Pita Varna means his color, yellow color, golden color. Pita Varna, Chaitanya Avatar. So this is how it's mentioned already in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Tati Lagi Pita Varna Chaitanya Avatar. Of course, there is when Mahaprabhu was preaching this Krishna consciousness, he would go everywhere and be preaching Krishna consciousness. Even to Varanasi, he was there, and some of the sannyasi, Mayavad sannyasi, would be criticizing. You are a sannyasi. You're supposed to be reading Vedanta. So why are you associating with fanatics? Because the impersonalists, they consider bhaktas, devotees as fanatics, sentimental, sentiments, full of sentiments, sentimentalist people. That's what people think about devotees. So why are you associating with fanatics? You are a sannyasi. You're supposed to be studying, and you are sannyasi from our sampradaya. You took sannyas from the Mayavadi sannyas. So why you are chanting? Are you supposed to be reading Vedanta? And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, yes, my spiritual master told me that I am a fool number one. I cannot understand Vedanta. So then he told me, he gave me a mantra. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam kalo nastiva 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 gatiranyatha. And he quoted it from the Purana. So he said, I'm fool number one. I cannot understand Vedanta. He told me to chant Hare Krishna only. And this verse, Hare Nam eva kevalam, is known also to the Mayavadi sannyasi. They know about it. They cannot deny it because they are also very scholarly, the sannyasi Mayavadi. They are very scholar, big scholar. They cannot deny it because they know this verse. And they cannot also say, if they say, that will also be against their philosophy. They cannot mention it. That will defeat their philosophy. They know it. They know that verse. But they cannot say it because that will defeat their philosophy. But they cannot deny because they know the verse also. Hare Nama eva kevalam. And then the Mayavadi sannyasi said, okay, fine. You're chanting. But why are you dancing? like fanatics. Why are you dancing? And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, yes, this is what happened to me when I started chanting the holy name. I immediately went back to my Gurudev, who gave me this mantra, and I went back to him. And I said, Gurudev, what kind of mantra you have given to me? Kiba mantra dilla gosai, kiba bal. Japite japite mantra karila pagal. And he said, my Gurudev, what kind of mantra you have given to me? When I chant this mantra, and I'm becoming pagal. Pagal means pagal, crazy, right? Yeah. So, what kind of mantra you have given to me, my Gurudev? When I chant the holy name, I start becoming pagal. So I become mad. Yeah. So, and then my Gurudev told me, yes, my dear son, this is the result. This is actually the result of chanting, right? This is the result of chanting. And then he quoted a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Roditi, Hashyati, Nrityati. Roditi, when one chant the holy name, start crying. Hashyati, laughing. Nrityati, start the dance, rolling on the ground. This is the result of chanting the holy name. He quoted the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So this is the result. Chanting the holy name, we become mad. Yes, in fact, in this world, everybody is mad, right? Everyone. Devotees are mad, yes. They have left everything. They have given up meat eating, intoxication, gambling, illicit sex. This is madness, right? And giving up everything and chanting Hare Krishna, rising up early in the morning. But if you're not mad for Krishna, then we'll become mad for Maya also. Outside there, people also mad after Maya, right? So, yeah, that's the result of chanting. And then Mayavadi Sannyasi said, okay, fine. You're chanting, you're dancing, but why are you not reading Vedanta? You should be reading Vedanta also. Because that's what the Mayavadi Sannyasis do, thinking that Vedanta is ultimate, because Vedanta speaks about salvation, mukti is highest. But Mahaprabhu said, Vedanta is clear, Vedanta is good. Vedanta is like the sunshine, sun shining. But your Mayavadi explanation is like the dark cloud covering the sunshine. This is Mayavadi explanation. There's nothing wrong with Vedanta. What is Vedanta? Vedanta is bhakti. The Anta means knowledge, sorry, at the conclusion. Ved means knowledge. What is the conclusion of knowledge? That is bhakti. Right? This is why Srila Prabhupada, he was smashing the everywhere. You read in Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, always where he gets opportunities, always smashing the philosophy of the Mayavadis, right? And that is his name. His name is Bhakti Vedanta. And his conclusion, everywhere his conclusion, whenever he gives conclusion or the purports, he writes up to the conclusion. Bhakti is a conclusion. The chanting of the holy name is a conclusion. Right? Even in chapter 8, where Krishna is describing about the chakra, Sat Chakra, developing the chakras in the body. There on the purport, Prabhupada is writing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So somebody may ask Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, it's not written, Mahamantra is not written here in the verse, so why are you writing the purport? Prabhupada said, I know you don't know, because the conclusion of knowledge, Vidashta Sarvat Aham Eva Vedyaha, means the conclusion of knowledge is to know Krishna, is bhakti, to understand Krishna. Right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would defeat Mayavadis also. And even Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was trying to explain Vedanta to him for 7 days. But Mahaprabhu defeated him with the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam that mukti is not the ultimate. Why mukti is not the ultimate? Because there are many, many jivas who attain liberation, like Sukadeva Goswami, and for Kumaras, but after liberation, they will become attracted to devotional service to the lotus feet of the Lord. After liberation, it means that liberation is not the highest. What is highest? Bhakti is higher. When one becomes a bhakta, Mukti Devi become his servant. And that's how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he also became transformed. He became he's so transformed that from Bhagavatam he was reading a verse, Mukti Pade. That's the word, Mukti Pade. He has changed the word Mukti Pade and he has been writing there Bhakti Pade. Mahaprabhu said, this is a word of Bhagavatam. Why do you change? You cannot change the words of Bhagavatam. He said, I don't like this word Mukti anymore. I hate to hear the word Mukti since I've become a Vaishnava. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a very, very hardcore impersonalist. But Mahaprabhu has actually transformed. So this is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jiva. He has come to this world to deliver the people. And the most magnanimous mantra, the prayer, the mantra that when we offer prayer, respect to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratase Namaha. This is written by Rupa Goswami. Respectful obeisances to this incarnation. Namo Mahavadanya. Vadanya means most magnanimous. What is this magnanimity? It's not that the Lord has come to give money, to give wealth, to give house, to give a car, to give wife, to give this or that. No, what is this magnanimity? So the three types of daya. Deha daya. Deha daya means to deliver to body only, to save the body. It's like somebody is getting drowned and one man go and save his dress only. Not the body, the dress. That is deha daya, saving the body. Like people giving charity, giving money, giving house. That is called deha daya. And manasa daya means giving education, giving books for free, schools, building schools, education for free. So that is manasa daya. But the most important that Mahaprabhu came for is jiva daya, to save the soul, not the body, not the intelligence, but the soul. Tapyanti loka tapena prashojana. Sadavaha prashojana means exalted soul accept voluntary suffering for the suffering of others. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mood, Prabhupada's mood. Accepting voluntary suffering for the suffering of others. Tapyanti loka tapena it says Parama Aradhanam Taddi. Parama Aradhanam, this is the highest worship. It is said that by Dadichi said, Dadichi once, when Indradev went to him to ask for his bones to be able to kill with Trishul. And Dadichi said, yes. First he said, I won't give. Then he said, okay, I'll give you my bones. And he said, this body, our body that we have, is meant not for us, is not meant for us to enjoy. This body is not meant to enjoy. It is meant for the benefit, it is meant to be used for the benefit of others. That is preaching. It is meant to be used for the body of others. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come and he has given the greatest gift that no other incarnation has given. Can you imagine? No other incarnation has actually given. And what he has given? Love of Godhead, right? Krishna consciousness, distribution of Krishna consciousness. And he has given actually, and in a very, very nice way, he has given this, how to do it. Also, he has also mentioned Nachogao Bhakta Sange Kara Sanketan Nacho gao bhakta sange kara sankirtan means dance. Bhakta sange in the association of devotees and perform sankirtan. Nacho gao bhakta sange kara sankirtan. Krishna nam upades tara sarvajan. Nacho gao bhakta sange. Chant, dance in the association of devotees. Nacho gao bhakta sange kara sankirtan. Perform sankirtan. Congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Nacho gao bhakta sange kara sankirtan. Krishna nam upades tara sarvajan. Krishna nam upades tara sarvajan. So distribute the message of Krishna. Tara means to deliver. Tar means to deliver people. Sarvajan, all people of this world. Deliver the all people of this world. It's a very simple process. Chant, dance, and perform Sankirtan and distribute the names of Krishna, message of Krishna, and deliver the whole world. Right? So that's what this is a message he gave to Nityananda Prabhu and also Haridas Thakur. Suno, suno, Haridas, suno, Nityananda. Ghar, ghar, jao, gya karo. Go door to door. Suno, Haridas, suno, Nityananda, go door to door. Bolo Krishna, Bhojo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. Bolo Krishna, Bhojo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. So go from door to door and beg people. Give them the message of Krishna. Bolo Krishna, Bhojo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. That's the message Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to Nityananda Prabhu as well as to Haridas Thakur. Some acharyas have explained this Bolo Krishna, Bhojo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. That 3 points entails Sambandha Gyan, Abhideya Gyan, and Prayojana Gyan. Bolo Krishna is Sambandha, Bhojo Krishna is Abhideya, and Koro Krishna Shiksha is Prayojana Gyan. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained that in his Chaitanya Shikshamrita. And then when Mahaprabhu was going, Nityananda Prabhu was going to do, and he would say, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Loho Krishna Nam, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. He would say, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Loho Krishna Nam, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. Krishna is a mother, is a father, and Krishna is the wealth of our life, the real wealth, the treasure of life, the real treasure. For example, if somebody say, "Oh, my wife is she's my life. I cannot live without her. My child, my daughter is my life." So how can we live without the holy name, which is a dhana pran, prana dhan, the life's treasure? So this is what he has. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has bestowed upon the world the highest treasure, the holy name, which is the Yuga Dharma. In fact, the holy name is, even when Mahaprabhu was born, even when Krishna was born, when as a baby, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a baby, as Nimai, the snake, Ananta Shesh came and coiled around him. And the residents of inhabitants, they were very, very scared about this snake, but that snake was Ananta Shesh. This is another pastime. And when the snake was gone, and they picked up the baby and they start to chant mantras. The start to chant mantras contains the holy name, right, of the Lord. So they start chanting the names of God to protect God. Yes, they're chanting the names of God to protect God. What does that mean? Even when Krishna Putana was kidnapping Krishna, and then she was killed. And to protect this little Krishna, the inhabitants of Brajadham, they started to chant the holy name of the Lord for the protection of Krishna. So chanting the names of God to protect God. Who is highest? Who is higher? Who is stronger? God or the names of God? So Acharya has explained, of course, Abhinatam Nama Namino. There is no difference. Abhinatvam. Abhin means there's no difference between Bhinna or Abhin. There's no difference between the Nama and the Namino, the names and the person. But there is a secret of difference. In Hindi, they say in Hindi, Hari se bara, Hari ka naam. You know, the names of God, the names of Krishna is higher than the Lord himself. This is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give. Golokera premadhana, Harinam Sankirtan. This is what he has come to give. And the holy name also, we find very particular, very special, which can actually deliver the whole world only. This is mentioned in many shastras, many scriptures about deliverance to this world. Harinam eva kevalam, kalo nasteva nasteva nasteva. And the holy name, why it is also special? We are worshipping Radha Krishna, but in the mood of Lakshmi Narayan. That is understood. We are worshipping Radha Krishna in the mood of Lakshmi Narayan. And we are following Sadhana Bhakti in Dasya Bhav. So Sadhana Bhakti, Dasya Bhav, and Lakshmi Narayan will take one to Vaikuntha, not to Golokadham. Oh, and reverence, Dasya Bhav, Lakshmi Narayan worship takes one to Vaikuntha, not to Golokadham. Because we have never seen any devotee going to the altar chastising Krishna or climbing on Krishna's back, or the pujari, or stealing Krishna's plate. That is Sakya Bhav, or Madhurya Bhav, or Vatsalya Bhav. We're not worshipping like that. Our style of worship is Dasya, means servitude. But that will take one to Vaikuntha, not to Goloka. But what happened here, this holy name of Krishna, Abhinatam Nama Namino, Nama Chintamane Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. So this holy name contains all the rasa. Nama Chintamane Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha is embodiment of all the rasa. So we don't need to worship the Lord in different rasa, like Vatsalya, Madhurya, and Sakya, because it's already contained in the holy name. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. The holy name is embodiment of all the rasas. So worshipping Krishna and Dasya Bhav, Lakshmi Narayan mood, fine, sadhana bhakti, plus chanting of the holy name takes one to Guru Vrindavan. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give. This is why Namo Mahavadhanaya, most magnanimity, most magnanimous incarnation that he has come to give to this world, to deliver. And Nityananda Prabhu has also proven, he has given evidence, he has proven that Mahaprabhu's mercy works even to the most fallen soul. He wanted to prove it, it works, it works. So they were considered to be the most debauchee, great debauchee, and very fallen, degraded people. But the Mahaprabhu's mercy even delivered Chaitanya Mata, right? So Yes, that's a qualification. Qualification to receive Mahaprabhu's mercy is to be the most fallen, right? And many devotees are claiming to be that they are the most fallen. Like Narottam Das Thakur is saying, that Tuma bina ke dayalu jagat samsare patita pavana hetu tava avatar. Tatpatita pavana hetu tava avatara mosamopatita prabhu napai bear. Narottam Das Thakur is saying, I'm the most fallen. If you go everywhere, anywhere, you will not find anyone more fallen than me. So my claim is first. But if we see Rupa and Sanatan also, when they met Mahaprabhu for the first time, they met Mahaprabhu with the Dante Trina, the straw between the teeth, and they paid obeisances to Mahaprabhu. And they said, we are the most fallen, we are lower than the blade of grass. And Rupa and Sanatan told Mahaprabhu, you have delivered Jagai Madai. It's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. Because they come from Brahman's family. Jagai Madai, they come from Brahmanical family. But of course, they became degraded after that. But they're coming from Brahmanical family. It's not a big deal. You have delivered them. But your mercy will prove true if you will be able to deliver us, because we are the most degraded. We are working for the Mohammedan, and we have been rejected in society. So that's how in Rupa and Sanatana, when they came to Mahaprabhu and begging for his mercy, Ke ame, who am I? I mean, they were great. They were minister of finance. They did not come and say, oh, we are ministers. They're saying we don't know who we are, why we are suffering in this world. This is the mood, this is the way actually to approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu, actually, he's mercifully also delivered them. So this is the Mahaprabhu incarnation. Of course, it's not incarnation, it's the Lord himself. It's Krishna himself who comes in the mood of Srimati Radharani, very compassionate nature to deliver the people. And his Sankirtan movement also started in Navadvip, in the house of Srivas Thakur. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was actually giving blessing to the devotees in Srivas Angan. Many devotees would be giving blessing. Even it was also big, huge kirtan was going on in the house of Srivas Thakur. You know, and then actually only pure devotees were allowed inside to attend. And while he was doing Sankirtan, huge Sankirtan was going on in the house of Srivas Thakur. The next room, Srivas Thakur's son passed away. You know, left his body. But Srivas Thakur did not say anything. He wanted Mahaprabhu to continue his singing. But in the next room, the family, the relative, the mother and the other family members, they were all crying because of the passing away of that little boy. And Srivas Thakur came to that room and said, why are you crying? If by your crying, Mahaprabhu stops singing, chanting, if he stopped chanting because of you crying here, I'm going to commit suicide. I'm going to jump into the Ganga. I would also desire to leave my body during Kirtan, while Kirtan is going. Who would not like that? I would also desire to leave this body during Kirtan, when Kirtan is going on. Stop crying. But later on, Mahaprabhu could feel something, something is not going right here. And he asked the devotees, something wrong here? What's happened? And then the devotees told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yes, Srivas Thakur's son left his body, passed away. And Mahaprabhu was saying that, look, just see the love of my devotees. They love me so much. How can I leave them? How can I leave them? Even the son passed away, Srivas Thakur did not say anything. And then they asked Srivas, what happened? And Srivas Thakur said, nothing, my dear Lord. Only this my son left this, but that's all. You know. It's not a big deal for him. But what was most important, the kirtan that was going on in the house of Srivas Thakur. One time Mahaprabhu asked Srivas Thakur, Srivas, you always chanting the names of Krishna, you're always chanting, glorifying Krishna, but you don't work. How is it that you don't work? How do you maintain your family? You know, you're just always chanting Sankirtan. How do you maintain your family? And Srivas Thakur is clapping his hand 3 times. And Mahaprabhu is asking, Srivas, I'm asking you a question. How do you maintain your family? You don't work. You just chant Hare Krishna. Again, Srivas clapping his hand 3 times. Mahaprabhu said, what kind of answer you're giving? I'm asking you a question. How do you maintain your family? And Srivas Thakur wanted to say that if after 3 consecutive time I don't get food, I'm going to commit suicide. Means that I've always get food every time. 3 times a day I eat, so I have never starved. And who is providing? Krishna is providing. He's good faith. He has faith. Srivas Thakur has faith in Krishna's word. Ananya Sintayantomam Yajanaha Paryupasate Yugakshemam Vara Yugakshemam. Yeah, Yugakshemam Varamyaham. Yeah. So he's saying that take what you have and carry what you have. He said, Srivas, I'm so pleased with you. I'm going to give you benediction, blessing, my boon, a boon. What is the boon that Mahaprabhu is going to give? That your house will be always plenty of food. An means grain, right? Annapurna. So this is my blessing. Your kitchen, your house will be always plenty of food. You will never lack food. That's my benediction to you. Even if one day Lakshmi becomes poor, he's saying like that, Mahaprabhu. Even if it may happen, we don't know. Even if one day Lakshmi Devi become poor, taking her bowl, begging bowl, going door to door. But Srivas, in your house will be always plenty of food, grain, food grain will be there. Maybe Lakshmi may also come to your house for begging. So that's not possible, right? Is it possible for Lakshmi to become poor? Because she is a goddess of fortune. But Mahaprabhu is saying, even if one day you don't know what can happen, she may become poor, but that's my benediction to you, that your house will be always plenty of foodstuff. That's my benediction to you. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was very, very pleased with Srivas Thakur. And then there was another devotee who liked to tell that story also. Was Kolabecha Sridhar. Kolabecha Sridhar, he was kola. Kola means kela. Kela means bananas. Kola becha. Becha means seller. He was selling bananas, banana leaves, banana plates, banana caps. Bananas also he was selling. But he was getting very, very less money. Mahaprabhu asked him one day, so how much you're selling? Mahaprabhu wanted to tease him because he wanted to tease his devotee. He wanted to play with these devotees, right? So how much is selling these banana, these cups? And he told the price, and Mahaprabhu said, this is too much. This is too expensive. I cannot buy. Please give me a good price. And Kulavitra said, see, if you don't want to buy, you go somewhere else and you get it for you. And Mahaprabhu said, no, I want to buy from you only. Here. And Mahaprabhu would be arguing back and forth about the price for 3 hours. You know, for 3 hours, because he wanted to be with his devotees. And Mahaprabhu told him, you know, this is too expensive. And you know, you have so much wealth. You have a big, you're making so much wealth. You think that I don't know? You have such a big wealth at home, a huge treasure you're making. And one day I'm going to reveal it to the world, the treasure that you're keeping at home, treasure that you're collecting. I'm going to reveal it to the whole world. So by that, Mahaprabhu wanted to say, not the money, wanted to say that Kulaveja Shidar is full of bhakti, full of devotion. That's a treasure. He's keeping, he's collecting. And Mahaprabhu one day is going to reveal it to the whole world regarding his devotees' devotion. And then one day Mahaprabhu asked, Kulaveja Shidar, you are just praying to Krishna. See, you are poor. Many people are worshipping Durga, they are rich. They're worshiping Lord Shiva, they're rich. But you're praying to Krishna, you're worshipping Krishna, still you're poor, you don't have clothes. Kulavacha has only one dhoti with 11 patches, 11 holes. and he was living in a thatch house, straw house. But Kulavacha Shida said, Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, I'm not naked, I have my clothes, I am getting food, everything I have. Those who are rich, doesn't mean that they're happier than me. He said, everyone has a quota, right? Than me, right? So Mahaprabhu was so pleased. And what did Mahaprabhu did? He would go inside the house of Kulaveja Shidar and took the pot that he used to keep to wash the feet of the devotees and took water from that, and then he drank the water, and then he said, today I'm drinking nectar, lots of nectar. And that pot was kept for washing the feet of the devotees. So we can see here many of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are also the embodiments of the third verse of Sikshashtakam, Trinadipi Sunechena, Paroripi Saistina, Amaninamana Dena, Kirtanya Sadahari. Mahaprabhu is saying if one wants to constantly chant, the only way one can actually constantly chant the holy name, keep on chanting always. What's the way? To think oneself lower than the stone, straight, devoid of false sense of false prestige, more tolerant than a tree. Then one can actually chant the holy name constantly. So this is the treasure. This is the meaning of Mahavadanya, Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayate. Krishna Prema Pradayate has come to deliver, to give this Krishna Prema. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine. This is his name Chaitanya. Gaura to say Namaha, golden complexion. And that's also the evidence is there. Also, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangas Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedasaha. Intelligent people will be worshipping that incarnation who has come to do Sankirtan Yagya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So thank you so much. And I think I've been given 1 hour, and I think I'll stop here. If anybody has any comments or any question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for the very enlivening session with the sharing many wonderful sweet pastimes of Mahaprabhu, especially highlighting how Mahaprabhu is so munificent. Apatra Patra doesn't see any qualification. That was so gives us a lot of hope that we can also receive some mercy. And as you mentioned about the instructions of Mahaprabhu, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Kuru Krishna, Siksha, please bless us that we can practice and we can preach, to others or share these wonderful instructions to others. But first we need to practice. So please bless us that we can practice and preach the instructions of Mahaprabhu and please him. We feel really very wonderful, very sweet passages. Many a few of the passages you said we never heard before, especially the Nandagaon, how Radharani said that I will come and give this mercy without seeing this. That was so sweet. And yeah, many more. And the Kolavesha, the pastime, so beautifully narrated. I mean, it's a lot of nectar. So thank you so much. And we request devotees, if you have any questions, Maharaj would be happy to, answer. You can put it in the chat box or you can unmute and ask questions.
Direction Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances with your lotus feet. Thank you very much for enlightening us with such a wonderful information. Maharaj, as you mentioned, the qualities of Lord Chaitanya, and he delivers anyone and everyone without seeing any qualification. And that means, in general tendency, whatever that comes so easily is taken for granted, or is missed out. So how do we, as a practicing devotees, guard ourselves to not take it for granted? Yes, it is coming so easily, and then it can come as well, because Lord Chaitanya doesn't see any qualification.
Yeah, very good question. So, thank you. Yeah, mercy is flowing. This is a very special Kali Yuga also. One of the reasons why Parishit Maharaj did not kill Kali Maharaj. Yeah, he was going to kill Kali Maharaj, but he did not kill. Acharya has explained, because although this is the most degraded age, but although it is the most degraded age, right? So Kalor Dosa Nidhi, full of faults. Nidhi means ocean of faults. Kalor Dosha means faults, problems, suffering. Kalor Dosa Nidhi Rajan, hey Maharaj Parikshit, this Kali Yuga is full of faults, ocean of faults. Kalor Dosa Nidhi Rajan, Astihi Eku Mahan Gun, but there will be one good quality. What is that? Kirtanar Eva Krishna Shamukta Sangha Param Prajet. So his mercy is actually flowing. And this is also a special age, because Mahaprabhu doesn't appear in every Kali Yuga. Krishna also doesn't appear in every Dwapar Yuga. So it's very, very special. The mercy is flowing, and we should become good recipient. If we are recipient, and the recipient is got holes in it, yeah, and then it will go, right? So that's why as devotees should become very, very serious, determination, enthusiastic about the spiritual life, especially how it comes, because we're not Raganuga Bhaktas, the platform. The only thing is we follow what the spiritual master has given to us, especially the rules, regulations, and the sadhana that we have to actually perform daily. If we do it with very strong determination, and then definitely there is hope, right? There is hope. There is. I heard Radharani Maharaj said once. He said, "It is easier to go back to Godhead. It is more difficult to go to hell." Have you heard of this? He said, "It's difficult to go to hell. It's more difficult to go to hell. It's easier to go back to Godhead." How is that? He said, to go to hell, one has to commit so many crimes, killing, raping, stealing, burgling, so many abominable activities. Then one will go to hell. But he's saying to go back to Godhead. Patram puspam phalam toyam yomi bhaktya prayati. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So which one is easier? That's what Maharaj said. But it's difficult for those who are difficult. It's easier process, especially in Kali Yuga. We just follow that. There's no other way. This is guaranteed. There is no other way. Holy name is the only way. And association of devotees, especially association of devotees, which is very, very important. And then you can make it in this lifetime.
Very well. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhu, for the question. And I could see, Maharaj, in chat, there is another question from Kusuma Modadharni Mataji. How to maintain balanced family? In two cases, you mentioned Shiva's Pandit and Kolar H.S. Sridhar. They did not put too many emphasis on earning money, but had firm faith that Krishna will provide.
Yeah. Of course, we cannot be like, thank you very much for this question. Like Shivas Thakur. Who is Shivas? Shivas is Narad Muni, right? Narayan. He would be giving. That's where the Sankirtan movement started. The Sankirtan Kirtan from the house of Shivas Thakur. And he's Narad Muni. He's going everywhere. He's giving Narada. Narada means one who is giving the Lord to everyone. Narayan is giving Narayan. Narada. Yasodha, one who gives yash to everyone. Kirtida, one who gives kirti. So Narayan is giving Narayan, Narada. So balanced life, yes, we have to have balance. This is mentioned by Krishna also. Krishna told Arjuna, because Arjuna wanted to go to the forest. He was thinking, let me go to the forest at sannyas. He was thinking that is bhakti. But Krishna smashed him. He said, Arjuna was thinking, sannyas means one, na niragnir na chakriya. One who does not light fire, perform no work. That is sannyas. But Krishna defeated him. Krishna said, sannyas means one who lights fire and perform work. That is sannyas. Right? So, because Arjuna wanted to go to the forest. So, but he mentioned also about balance, how to balance mam smaran yudhyacha. Krishna mentioned a balance in Bhagavad Gita. Mam smaran yudhyacha. So remember me, at the same time perform your duty as Kshatriya. This is balance, 50-50. Perform your duty. Mam smaran yudhyacha. You should, but he says, remember is first, to remember me, and at the same time perform your duty. That's what Krishna told Arjuna. The whole themes of Bhagavad Gita is based on that point only. Arjuna wanted to leave the battle and go to the forest because he was thinking he's not going to work. Now Krishna said, you're Kshatriya, you have to work, but at the same time think of me. I want to give one point here. We have to understand also what is a goal. Okay, let's say, for example, you take from London, we set a goal tomorrow by train. I have to go to Birmingham. Okay, let's say Birmingham. You set a goal. Tomorrow you have to reach Birmingham by train. What do? We do so many things before going to Birmingham. First of all, we have to book the train ticket. And on the day we have to board the train. And in the train, we have to sit down. And then we have to, some phone call comes, we have to answer the phone call. Or if you're feeling thirsty, you have to drink some water or eat some prasadam, talking to your friend. Some people will be reading also newspapers. We'll be reading our Bhagavad Gita. So we are doing so many things, but that is not the goal. The goal is what? The goal is to reach Birmingham, right? The goal that we have set is to reach Birmingham. But a train ticket is not a goal. Buying the train ticket is not a goal. Sitting in the train is not a goal. Eating the food is not a goal. Going to the toilet in the train is not a goal. The goal is to reach Birmingham, right? So yet, train ticket is important. Sitting is important. Toileting is also important. Answering the call is important. Similarly, to have a family, to get a job, to education, certificate, get a job, getting married, to build a house, to have children, they are important, very important, but they are not a goal. That's what we have to understand. They are not the goal. Just like the ticket is not the goal. Train is not the goal. Reaching Birmingham is a goal. So the train yet helps you to reach Birmingham. The ticket helps you to reach Birmingham. The eating and everything helps you to reach Birmingham. So whatever we have, our family, our job, our money, our wedding, our house, should be helping us to reach the goal, which is Krishna. They are important. I'm not saying that family, work, job is not important. They are important, but they are not the goal in itself. So the important things should help us to reach the goal. That's how we take it. So Krishna has given this point in Bhagavad Gita, Mamismaran Yudhyacha. So remember me at the same time, perform your duty. So we have to have balance. We cannot just leave everything. We have to take responsibility. It is not easy, I understand, but Krishna will help. If you surrender the amount you surrender to Krishna, then Krishna will reward you accordingly. And Krishna will never let you down. If you have the strong desire, you can pray in the heart also. Prayers is also very powerful, my dear Lord. You know, I am convinced now you are the Supreme Lord. I'm convinced about the holy name. I'm convinced about Bhagavad Gita, but this is my situation. You know, and Krishna will hear. Krishna will definitely help the devotees. Right?
Wonderful example, practical example, Maharaj. Thank you. So clear. Devotees, any other questions you have or anything to share? Maharaj, one question I was thinking about Sankirtan, and Mahaprabhu was giving the holy name to everyone without any discrimination. And we see that in the Prema Sankirtan that he performed at Srivas Angan, it was, the very close associates were given the entry. So, it is so, that means it's something very special. So what is that, what is that speciality of that Sankirtan, and why Mahaprabhu kept it, very confidential and kept it only for the associates?
Yeah. He was performing his Mahaprakash Leela in the house. He was showing his different form, roops, and blessings to the devotees. And that was done only among those who are pure devotees, because ordinary people may also be criticizing. They were not allowed. So, and one time there was even one brahmachari who was living only drinking milk, and he wanted to be there. Inside, he asked Srivas, please let me inside. I want to see, but please secretly, I want to come inside, to be inside. He didn't want Mahaprabhu to see him, but he was a brahmachari. But what kind of brahmachari? He was only drinking milk. So when Mahaprabhu was chanting and dancing, at one point he was not feeling that ecstasy, because when there is some contamination, he would know immediately. He would know that he's not getting this bhava, is not coming. And then he asked, what is happening? I'm not feeling that ecstasy. Something impure is here. Please tell me what's that. And then Shiva said, yes, there is one boy here, one brahmachari, and he lives only on milk. Yeah. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, what is this? Fasting and living only on milk? Will that give you love of Godhead? Just sustaining on milk only, This is for the tapasvi. So with tapasya we don't get Krishna. Only bhakti, bhaktyamam abhijanati. So, and there was even Gopala Chapala, I think he wanted to come inside, and then he was not allowed to go inside, and then he gave Mahaprabhu cursed. One Brahmana, him, he gave Mahaprabhu curse that Mahaprabhu will be devoid of material possession. Mahaprabhu was happy about it, yes, sannyasi. No need of material. Like Narad Muni also was cursed, right? To not stay in one place. So this was done. In fact, we can also experience that. When you're doing a program, like for example, Srimad Bhagavatam class in the morning in the temple, is actually done among devotees. And if the same point you will be raising among the public in a public program, that would be different. The rasa is different, right? When you do a program among devotees, we can also experience that. When you do a program among devotees, and you're giving a very nice point, association of devotees, discussing among devotees, that the rasa is different. But of course, Krishna also explained this message in Bhagavad Gita, chapters 18. He said this message of the Gita should not be disclosed to the atheists, to the non-believers, and to the envious. He mentioned that. Krishna mentioned that. He said this message of the Bhagavad Gita should not be revealed to the atheists, envious, and non-believers. But then why are we distributing Bhagavad Gita? We're doing marathon every year, December. Big, so many Bhagavad Gita we're distributing. But that's the mood of Krishna. But Mahaprabhu's mood is different, right? Mahaprabhu's mood, you can distribute, right? So, but here, the point is in this house of Srivas Thakur, because he was performing the Mahaprakash Leela, and only the pure devotees can understand. So why Krishna is saying this Bhagavad Gita message of the Gita should not be distributed to the atheists, non-believers, and envious? Why is Krishna saying that? The same point, because people will not understand. People would criticize. Ordinary people will be criticizing, right? They won't understand, and they will create more offenses. So here, similarly also, like Prabhupada would also be containing whenever sometime he would sing in Jaradha Madhava, he would feel the ecstasy, but then he would also contain himself. He would stop, because he would not want to show that ecstasy to the public, because there is also the public vichar, call it loka vichar, public opinion, right? So, yeah, ordinary people will not understand. That's the point.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the answer. So, any more questions, devotees, or? So we are very fortunate and blessed to have your association, Maharaj. And so please kindly give us some, encouragement, how everyone can develop their connection or make their connection with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very strong. How can we become more Gauranga conscious? So please give us some enlighten us so that we can all get connected to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu more strongly. What all we should do to get our connection stronger?
Yes. Gauranga Bhaktas. Mahaprabhu, he did not build big temple, writing many books. He wrote mostly these 8 stanzas of the Shikshastakam. His instructions are there. If you read the Shikshastakam, very beautifully made. Nam Namakari Bahuda Niji Sarva Shakti. The Lord has actually invested all his power into the holy name. If we also want to become powerful, suggest chant the holy name. So Mahaprabhu's mission is actually Namera Prachar. We should become more and more attached to the holy name, performing Sankirtan everywhere, every time, right? At home, on the street, in programs. So we should develop this taste, because that's what Mahaprabhu has given. And he's saying, Nachogao Bhakta Sanghe, I mentioned already, Nachogao Bhakta Sanghe Kara Sankirtan, chant, dance, and perform Sankirtan. That's the mood of Mahaprabhu. Just one point I want to give is, I was just, when I was in Mauritius, just before coming from Mauritius, I was, we did a big program in a big hall, Hindu temple, and many people came. Lots of it was packed, and the president of the Hindu temple, he made a comment after the program. He said he was so happy, and he was 3 days program, and he was supposed to come only 2 days. And third day he was busy, he was supposed to go to a wedding ceremony. But yet, he went to the wedding, very short, and then he came to the program. The program was so enlivening. So he came. And then at last, he said to his friend, to his members, to his other members of his society, he said, we should learn, if we want to organize program, we should learn from the Hare Krishna people.
Mm-hmm.
Because what he saw in the program, he saw so many youngsters, so many young couple with their children coming, not only old people, but he said, in our Hindu temple, only old ladies come. Not ladies, but old ladies come. But he said, Hare Krishna devotees, they are presenting Mahaprabhu, what Mahaprabhu has given to us. Dharma in a very, very jovial way, in a very, very interesting way, in a very, very blissful way. It's not boring. Previously, this is the way, but Mahaprabhu is different, raising his hand, chant and dance. So he said, what he saw in the program, he saw so many young people have come, and all the youngsters, among all of them, each of them knows how to play Mridanga, how to play the kartal. And he saw that they were all participating in the dancing and the chanting, in the Bharatnatyam and in the dramas, in the music, the Mridanga, the harmonium, the kartal, the youth there. So he said, how do you attract the young people? Because this is Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu has given, he has made a revolution, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the way he has presented his Sanatana Dharma. You know, it is unique what Mahaprabhu has given. And this is a proof that Mahaprabhu is a supreme, is the incarnation, Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayate. And this is also how we can become more attached to this Sankirtan movement. Performing Sankirtan, our japa. It is said, Jive Toya, Namruchi, and Vaishnava Seva. These three things. If we do that three things in our yatra, and our yatra will become very strong. Namruchi, Jivedoya, and Vaishnava Seva. Should develop ruchi in the holy name, always in Sankirtan and Japa. Jivedoya means preaching, book distribution, preach, organizing programs, building temples, preaching, and also Vaishnava Seva. We do Vaishnava Seva. That's the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If the yatra wants to become very strong, brilliant, active, powerful, dynamic, these three things should be there. Jivedaya, Namruchi, Vaishnava Seva. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. So please bless us. We can do all these three in our yatra also, and for the pleasure of Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for your wonderful association, for giving your very valuable time for all of us. So thank you so much. Devotees, can we all, even if you couldn't open up, please kindly open your videos, unmute. Let's all chant 3 times, Hari Bol, and thank Maharaj for his wonderful association.
Hari
Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
If I don't know if it could be this year, if things goes well, might be visiting England, London. I could also visit.
You're planning to visit Maharaj anytime here?
Yeah, this year is a plan for visiting London.
Revol.
Please let us know so we can all serve you in person. Hemant Prabhu is here, so can coordinate.
Yes, Hemant Prabhu is in contact, so let him know. Thank you, Hemant Prabhu.
Thank you, Maharaj, for accepting our request for this program. And we definitely want to see you in person and want to hear your ecstatic kirtan. So yes, we're looking forward for that.
Sorry.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Blind birth. మీరు ఎంతమంది చెప్పండి.
Hare Krishna. Vansha kalpatarubhya Holiness Sundara Chaitanya Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Hemant Prabhu. Thank you so much for arranging Maharaj. It was real nectar. My God, it's so much deeper into each of the pastimes. Few things what he said was so deep. Very nice, wonderful, and very practical examples, practical tips. It's very nice. If Maharaj comes here, please let us know so we can serve Maharaj. Thank you, and thank you all the devotees for joining today's morning program and joining the morning talk by Maharaj. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Such a wonderful class.
Hare
Krishna. Dandavata.